speaker is our very old friend, Dr. K. Gopinath Pillai ji, and he is a fellow at the Indian Institute of Advanced Study, INADS in Shimla. His research interests include Vedantic wisdom and its contemporary relevance. He has been involved in organizing seminars and discussions on topics such as Vedantic wisdom and modern education. In addition to his role at IIAS, Professor Pillai has served as a senior fellow at the Indian Council of Philosophical Research, ICPR, where he has contributed to international conferences on Dharma. So, Dr. Pillai is going to speak on consciousness and experience reality approach through Santhigiri text.
Namaskar to all. Thank you, Dr. My friend. So, I am extremely thankful to Professor Balram Singh and Dr. Rashma for organizing this event, which assumes considerable significance because it is an endeavor to revisit and understand the true essence of our own existence. That is the beauty of it. We are not talking of or discussing on something else, but we are talking on something which constitutes the very essence of our existence. So, in the outset, as Dr. Your name I cannot, from Shanda, said that Professor Balram Singh ji and both of you from this ashram have been to our Santhigiri ashram, and many of you are known to me. And let me say that I am not a scholar in the traditional sense. I can tell you that I am a spiritual activist, in the sense that I don't go by books and discourses, because I lived with a guru who revealed everything from the source of origin. When everything is revealed from the source of origin, where is the relevance for texts and scholarly exercises? Because I have been witnessing, I am 101% assured of the existence of the, consciousness as a reality. I am assured of that a person can attain the highest level of consciousness. Therefore, but the way in which we have been discussing by scholars and scientists, very often we are distanced from our existence, because we are focusing, we are approaching intellectually and rationally and trying to dissect, understand something, something phenomena. So I found that we have had enough debates on modern scientific efforts to understand consciousness. I understand that the innovative advances in neuroscience, biology and quantum mechanics to decode the brain structure and achieve mastery in understanding and managing consciousness underline the unpleasant direction in which modern science and technological civilization moves. Of course, if the quantum theory of consciousness centered around microtubules is validated, it could revolutionize our understanding of consciousness. It may strengthen the proposed theory that consciousness on a quantum level is capable of being in all places at the same time. So my humble submission is that while it is appreciative to study and explore the modern scientific inquiry of consciousness, our scientists of spiritual persuasion and Indian scholars should focus on the reality of consciousness as experimented, developed, and experienced by our ancient rishis and guru paramparas. For them, consciousness had not been a debatable thing. It was an experienced reality. So, we should focus on and examine the reasons for the low level of consciousness and awareness in our people, and the absence of people at present attaining the highest stage of consciousness. We don't find any rishis after the Vedic period who attained the highest stage of consciousness. We are familiar with a galaxy of great saints, seers, and acharyas over the last thousands of years. But I don't find seers having attained the highest stage of consciousness. One more thing, let me present before I screen share. The low level of consciousness and the resultant lacking of spiritual awareness, the most significant majority of Indian people has contributed to the fallen state of material and cultural life of the masses. This is to be looked into. This is to be addressed unless and until we unravel the basic causations that contributed to this phenomena, this state of affairs of Indian masses. Where do they stand in terms of social awareness, cultural progress, or in any terms? Therefore, if this conference and the coming conferences can shed light on this vital dimension, that will be great advantage. Now, let me screen share my presentation.
Each co-host. उनको राइट क्लिक करके वीडियो ऑन करने के लिए बोल दो।
So, we know that the evolutionary trajectory of human consciousness and its highest state and merging with the cosmic consciousness has been a puzzle to finite human intelligence. The manifestation of cosmic consciousness in numerous forms in the universe and how the functioning of life force in the 5 human sheets and how the progression and expansion of Jivatma in the stages of Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti and Turiam leading to its final expansion and merging with the Brahma Prakasham in the state of Turyadidam, has been the focus of inquiry of the Rishi and seers in India. Its evolutionary process from microcosm to macrocosm and the orderly and harmonious coexistence of all existence in the ocean of the universe has always been a matter of curiosity to scholars and modern scientists. The debate on consciousness was long back settled in the Vedic period in India. Consciousness has been a praxis rather than ideal in Indian spirituality. Aurobindo's observation that the finite cannot conceive the infinite is significant in this context. My presentation is based on the revelatory spiritual teachings of a Kalandara Guru, Navajyoti Sri Karunagara Guru, the founder Guru of Santhigiri Ashram. The manifested universe is the reflection of the cosmic consciousness in its numerous mutations and permutations. The cosmic process and movements are governed by the unalterable cosmic laws that preserve and sustain harmony and order in the universe. The evolutionary trajectory of the speck of consciousness embedded in Jiva Atman, from its Sushma Bhava to its Sthula Bhava of Brahmanda, is ordained by Brahma Nichayam. Knowing the Brahma Nichayam, pertinent to time or yuga and the climb, is the most significant part of spiritual and religious life that to bring well-being and fulfills human striving for perfection. Brahman, which signifies the cosmic consciousness, is the cause and effect in its nirguna and saguna form. The third chapter of Aitharya Upanishad teaches that all that exists, all phenomena, cosmic and physical, are rooted in prajna, that is consciousness. And consciousness is Brahman. Consciousness is permeated inside and outside of everything in this Brahmanda. Everything exists and dissolves in the consciousness. It is self-illuminating and illuminates everything. Every human being carries a fragment of cosmic radiance by birth. The highest goal of life, as per scriptures and Shastras, is the attainment of highest state of consciousness or Brahman. Human life is a prized treasure and a possibility to evolve into the highest state of perfection. The Atman in an individual is called Jiva Atman, a soul or Atman shrouded with ignorance caused by the karmagati in the past evolutionary stages of human life. We call it Jiva Atma, Jiva Atman. The inherited ignorance is to be eliminated in this life to unveil one's Swarupa or the true nature of soul. The aim of the whole spiritual literature and religions is to sensitize humans about the cause-effect relation of human birth, the happenings in human life, and the essentiality of attaining perfection by steering out of the inherited ignorance and the karmagati that pulls down and entangles in one in the vicious circle of life. The scriptures and Shastras present varied means to lead a righteous life, leading to the final liberation. Here, the scriptures and Shastras and all the means are just like Buddha said. They cannot, because they cannot take you to the final level of enlightenment. They are just like a boat that enable you to cross the river. After attaining it, you should not carry it. Why we discuss consciousness as praxis? To my mind, the most significant thing to be examined is why, despite the guidance of great gurus, acharyas and seers, and the presence of treasure of spiritual literature and really religious faiths and practices, the level of awareness and consciousness of the largest majority of our people continue to be at a bottom level, as exemplified by their fallen material and cultural life. This point I emphasized earlier also. The nourishing and enhancement of consciousness to the highest level in a person is dependent on, one, the present nature and spiritual state of one's jiva, as reflected in the 5 sheets and 5 stages of Jagrat to Turyadidam. This Turyadidam, less reference is seen on Turyadidam, and my Guru, Navajyoti Sri Karunaguru Guru, always talked of Turyadidam. Because as I told you in Santhigiri, it is a living reality, these experiences. So, number 2, the kind of spiritual and material way of life one follows. Whether one follows Dharma of the present Yuga or not. It is most fundamental in attaining spiritual enhancement and material well-being. If the ethics that we follow are not of the present time Yuga, that will not bring about material well-being and spiritual enhancement. A significant aspect of the Sanatana Dharma cosmology is that the time which was conceived in Yugas is cyclical. Therefore, the eternal cosmic laws are reflected in each time segment called the Yuga, conforming to the nature and characteristics of the Dharma of the particular Yuga. As per the time calculus, the 4 Yugas have separate sets of Yuga Dharma or ethics ordained for each Yuga. Therefore, it is significant for humans to practice the Dharma of the concerned Yuga to achieve a righteous life, leading to the highest goal of life, that is, attaining the highest state of consciousness. The observation of Yuga Dharma in the material and spiritual life determine the spiritual and material achievement and attainment of humans. This premise is significant in the present discussion of consciousness, because according to the Guru's revelation, humans can attain consciousness in fullness only in Kali Yuga, that is in the present Yuga, by following the Dharma of this Yuga. In Satya Yuga, souls of the highest order and virtues are born, and therefore with the highest state of consciousness. In Treta and Dwapara Yuga, humans can expand and attain consciousness up to specific spiritual stages only. However, the Guru observed that the present Kala or Kali Yuga is the noblest of the 4 Yugas, because in this Yuga alone, perfection or the final moksha and therefore the highest state of consciousness and emerging in the supreme light is achievable. Dharma and Kalam are central to Indian spiritual science and cosmology. The material and spiritual achievements and attainments are in accordance with the practicing of the Dharma of the concerned Kalam or Yuga is a cosmic law or Brahma Nichaya. The Guru pointed out that human endeavor to achieve perfection in the present Yuga is arrested due to the observation of the Dharma or ethics of the past yugas. The non-focusing and inattentiveness of this reality by the seers, saints and acharyas over more than 5,000 years since the time of Sri Krishna cast gloom in the social, cultural and religious life of people.
Dr. Gopinath ji, you have 5 more minutes.
And ambiguity that prevail in the Hindu religion and the lingering disharmony, disunity and inadequate progress of the Hindu community in this context.
Dr. Gopinath ji, can you hear?
Pardon?
Can you hear? You have 5 more minutes.
Yeah, thank you. Kali Yuga, noblest time to attain the highest state of cosmic consciousness. Once spiritual and material way of life conforming to the dharma of the present time brings material well-being and spiritual enhancement, the Guru said. A methodical, ordered and disciplined way of life under the guidance of a Guru, authenticated for the present time, is essential to achieve the best in one's life leading to perfection. When human behavior, words, thoughts and actions are in agreement with the ethics of the present yuga and eternal cosmic laws that constitute dharma, punya is achieved and the ignorance and impurities from the jiva is slowly vanished. The material and spiritual way of life in the right direction brings spiritual enhancement. It leads to expansion of consciousness from the jagras, swapna, sushupti, turiyam to turyadi. The only 2 minutes. The dedication and devotion in the practicing of one's duties and the responsibilities following dharma of Kali Yuga under a realized Guru's guidance enables one to achieve karma bhuktigarana, or the completion of duties and responsibilities bestowed upon one in different capacities in life. The completion and perfection of karma enhances punya, and thereby jiva's embedded ignorance is gradually depleted. The corresponding awakening of consciousness in the states of Jagras, Sushupti and Turyadidam gradually leads to the final state of Turyadidam, where one merges in the Brahma Prakasham, the ultimate bliss. Let me sum up with the following observation. The inherited virtues and vices in one's jiva is instrumental in the quality of one's rise in life. Jiva carries by birth ignorance and propensities. These inherited impurities in the form of ignorance veils the Atman or pure consciousness which cause sufferings in life. The highest goal of life is to achieve a righteous life and attain perfection by annihilating ignorance and propensities that inhibits one's progression in material and spiritual life. The rise and fall as well as fortunes and misfortunes in one's life is determined by virtues and vices one carries in jiva from the past living. A realized Guru can discern the karmagati and how it is embedded in jiva, obstructing the positive evolution of jiva, and is able to guide one to perfection. Thank you for all listening.